Hello everybody, welcome to the Enigma Show. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. 2021 is here and we have a vaccine and we have a new president. And I want to talk about the vaccine a little bit because I know everybody's kind of leery and suspect about taking this vaccine, and rightfully so. And I also want to show you guys a video that I came across that BET made, and it was sponsored by Tyler Perry, and they're trying to get blacks and other minorities to take the vaccine. And the language that this doctor is using is very suspect and it's a little bit insulting.
Technology, which we can talk a little more about because very few people know that this mRNA technology, there's an African-American PhD scientist at the NIH, Casey Korber, which was critical in developing this technique, which was done primarily to develop a vaccine for Ebola.
Hold on a second. Black woman was critical in this discovery of this mRNA.
Now, it's funny to me how they try to make this a point. Ooh, a black person was critical for making the decision to come up with this mRNA vaccine. Ooh.
Of the discovery, she was driving the project.
mRNA. Tell me what that is.
Well,
You gotta talk to me like
I'm gonna defer to my friend.
you gotta talk to me like
because
you gotta talk to me like a 5-year-old.
Kimberly describes this in a perfect way.
Good. Talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old because you're not only talking to me, but you're talking to people of all age ranges right now and all economic and social backgrounds and educational backgrounds.
And I call the spike protein the gangster spike protein because that little gangster spike protein, that's the one that gets in your cell and makes.
Oh my God, a gangster protein. Oh yeah, because we got to see a gangster win this, somehow. When we talk about a protein, we got to represent. It's got to represent. It's got to be a gangster. And the only way us street doggers can understand is if we call it a gangster.
And so the way that it works is I kind of like to think of it as your friends and your homies in your neighborhood, right?
What?
So you get this mRNA vaccine, right? It's wrapped up in this little lipid layer that gets it into your cell. Once it gets into your cell, this vaccine, it's the contractor. So it tells the cell, we're going to make these spikes. You start making the spikes, right? But then your body goes, whoa, wait a minute. This is not supposed to be here. Let me call security. Let me call in, all my people. And that is your immune response. So you have these cells come at.
Oh yeah, you see some rival gangs down the street. That's the virus, and you get your homies, you get your hood to get to protect the hood from this rival gangster. This is insulting. Sorry, they're talking to us like we're stupid. They're talking to blacks and other minorities like we're dumb, like we don't understand regular English. Like if you don't speak to us in scientific terms or even in lay's terms of the science, that we won't get it. You gotta convert it into a rap video somehow. Yeah, it's gangsters and rivals. You gotta shoot that in, keep them off your block. You know what I'm saying? That's what I gotta get my homies, and they gotta come protect the hood, which is your body. And also, listen to what Tyler Perry said. Tyler Perry said that to tell it to him as if he was a 5-year-old. This is how low he thinks of the black community and other minorities. He think we can't understand if they talk to us like, an adult.
You got the T cells looking around to see what's happening. Then you get hit with COVID, right? But the T cells remember now. They have some memory, right? So they're going to sit back in the cut and be like, oh, that is not who I think it is. And then the antibody's been waiting for something to pop off. And they're like, oh, no. And they just rush.
Wow. I mean, this is a doctor speaking here. This is an educated person. And I'm sorry if you don't find it insulting. I do, because I understand the science. If you give it to me in scientific terms, I could read and understand them. And there's no reason why the comments was turned off for this video. If you look, I'm going to show you guys up here that the comments was actually turned off because they already know the responses they were going to receive. And I made sure I thumbs down that video because it was very insulting to me. Now, some other things they didn't mention in this video that I played about the vaccine is that The Pfizer vaccine is only for people 16 years and older, and the Moderna vaccine is for people 18 and up. So they don't have a vaccine for younger teens and younger kids. And I guess they're basing that on the data because those age groups rarely get sick with the vaccine, and they have a very, very low mortality rate. They're gonna have to come up with a vaccine for everyone, and I understand that they're going through trials right now. I don't know where they're doing it. They're not doing it here because I wouldn't volunteer my young teen to be a guinea pig for this vaccine, because I'm still skeptical of it because the science is brand new and it's very short-lived. Now, even though according to this article that I've seen in the mayoclinic.org, the vaccines have a 94 or 95% efficacy rate, but it's not a prevention, because it tells you that if you get it, you'll have very mild to low symptoms. So to me, this is more about money, because why not invent a cure? Why not start with the cure? Why start with the vaccine? Even though I know it's a pandemic, but if you really look at the mortality rates versus the amount of people we have in the United States, it's still very low. You still have a 90 percentile percentage of surviving this thing. So I think they should have worked on the cure instead of working on this new vaccine that has nanotechnology. Yes, it does. It has nanotechnology. So, and also, we have new strains of this virus. This vaccine was made for the strain that we saw in the beginning of last year. So, they're going to have to upgrade this vaccine to a new one right away. So, I mean, how does this work? The vaccine that people are getting right now is not effective for the new strain of virus, because this thing is mutating, and it's mutating differently on different continents. And it screams of this shit being bioengineered. And that's not a conspiracy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but this is a very strange virus. You're going to keep getting vaccinated because this thing's going to keep mutating, just like the flu. Because it's strange that we don't have a cure for the flu. We just have a vaccine, and those vaccines only work at a 30% rate. So imagine if airlines only have a 30% rate of landing. Would you get on an airplane? I bet not. So start with the cure. And if you want to sell this vaccine to people, do it with the science. Don't do it with celebrities. Don't do it with athletes. Do it with sound science, and show people that this thing is actually safe for us all to take. Now, I'm speaking for me now. I'm speaking just for myself. I'm not in a hurry to take this. I've been around a lot of people who were positive, and I've never gotten COVID, been tested twice, negative twice. But I'm skeptical of this vaccine because the science is very new, and I'm not going to take this vaccine. I'm not going to do it. They'll have to force me to take it. I'm not going to volunteer to do it. And that's just my thoughts. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take it, but I'm going to wait and sit back and see what happens. Well, you guys, that's my video. Like, share, and subscribe. Once again, this is Eddie Enigma. You have been Enigmified, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.